Imagine walking through the world's largest rainforest and suddenly discovering the remains of an enormous city hidden beneath thousands of years of dense jungle. Stone roads stretch into the distance. Massive ceremonial plazas emerge from the trees. Perfectly straight canals cut through the forest floor. Giant pyramids rise beneath tangled roots, almost completely swallowed by nature. It sounds like the opening of an adventure movie. But over the last few years, scientists have uncovered evidence suggesting that parts of the Amazon were once home to remarkably large and sophisticated societies. These discoveries have forced archaeologists to rethink one of history's oldest assumptions. For centuries, people believed the Amazon was simply too harsh to support large civilizations. But what if that belief was completely wrong? What if one of humanity's greatest lost kingdoms has been hiding in plain sight all along? The Amazon rainforest covers more than 5 million square kilometers across South America. It stretches through 9 countries and contains nearly 10% of all known species on Earth. Towering trees block sunlight from reaching the ground, rivers twist through endless green landscapes, and millions of plants create one of the most complex ecosystems on the planet. Even today, vast areas remain unexplored. There are regions where modern humans have rarely set foot, making the Amazon one of the last great frontiers on Earth. For hundreds of years, explorers searched these forests hoping to find legendary cities of gold. Stories of mysterious kingdoms spread across Europe after Spanish expeditions entered South America during the 16th century. One legend became especially famous. It spoke of an incredible place filled with unimaginable wealth, where rulers covered themselves in gold before sacred ceremonies. The legend became known as El Dorado. Expedition after expedition disappeared into the rainforest chasing that dream. Many explorers died from disease, starvation, dangerous rivers, or attacks, while others returned empty-handed. As decades passed, historians dismissed many of these stories as myths created by exhausted adventurers desperate to justify failed expeditions. The belief that the Amazon could never support large populations became accepted as historical fact. The rainforest soil appeared poor for farming, seasonal flooding created enormous challenges, and thick vegetation seemed impossible to clear on a large scale. Most experts concluded that only small, scattered tribes could survive there. For generations, textbooks repeated the same idea. The Amazon was seen as untouched wilderness rather than the home of advanced civilizations. Then everything began to change. Archaeologists working in different parts of the Amazon started noticing unusual patterns hidden beneath the forest. Perfect circles appeared in satellite images. Long straight lines crossed landscapes where nature rarely creates geometric shapes. Massive earthworks emerged after sections of forest were cleared. These structures were far too precise to be natural. Some measured hundreds of meters across. Others connected to networks of ancient roads stretching for kilometers. Every new discovery raised the same question. Who built all of this? The biggest breakthrough came with a technology called LiDAR. Instead of relying on ordinary cameras, aircraft equipped with laser scanners flew above the rainforest. Millions of laser pulses passed through tiny gaps in the forest canopy and reflected from the ground below. When scientists removed the trees digitally from the data, an entirely different landscape appeared. Hidden beneath the jungle were enormous settlements, ancient plazas, raised highways, defensive walls, reservoirs, canals, terraced farmland, entire communities connected by sophisticated road systems. Researchers could hardly believe what they were seeing. Instead of isolated villages, there appeared to be carefully planned urban landscapes spread across large regions of the Amazon. Some settlements contained monumental architecture unlike anything previously associated with the rainforest. Roads linked one community to another with surprising precision, suggesting organized planning on a scale few historians had imagined. These discoveries forced experts to ask an uncomfortable question. Had history misunderstood the Amazon for centuries? Evidence continued growing. Excavations uncovered carefully crafted pottery, ceremonial objects, stone tools, and traces of large public gathering places. Scientists also found evidence of a remarkable type of engineered soil known as terra preta, often called Amazonian dark earth. Unlike the naturally nutrient-poor rainforest soil, this human-made soil remained incredibly fertile even after hundreds of years. Researchers believe ancient communities deliberately created it using charcoal, organic waste, and other natural materials, allowing them to grow crops far more successfully than previously thought possible. If that theory is correct, the people of the Amazon were not merely surviving in the rainforest. They were actively transforming it. Instead of adapting to nature alone, they learned how to reshape their environment on an extraordinary scale. Large agricultural fields may have supported populations far greater than historians once believed possible. Ancient orchards filled with useful trees appear to have been carefully planted rather than growing entirely by chance. Some scientists even suggest that parts of today's rainforest were influenced by centuries of deliberate human management. The deeper researchers looked, the stranger the story became. Some settlements appeared surprisingly symmetrical. Roads aligned with important ceremonial centers. Large open plazas hinted at public gatherings, rituals, or political meetings. Massive defensive earthworks suggested organized societies capable of mobilizing thousands of workers. None of this matched the traditional picture of tiny, isolated tribes scattered through endless wilderness. Instead, it pointed towards something far more complex, perhaps even a forgotten kingdom. Yet one mystery remained. If such impressive civilizations truly existed, why did they disappear? Why were these cities abandoned? Why did the jungle reclaim everything so completely that the world forgot they had ever existed? Historians believe several factors may have contributed. European diseases introduced after contact devastated indigenous populations across the Americas, often spreading faster than explorers themselves. Communities with no previous exposure to illnesses, such as smallpox, suffered catastrophic losses. Political systems may have collapsed. Trade networks disappeared. Entire settlements could have been abandoned within only a few generations, allowing the rainforest to slowly erase roads, buildings, and monuments beneath layers of vegetation. But not every question has an answer. Many archaeological sites remain buried beneath untouched forest. Every year, new LiDAR surveys reveal structures nobody knew existed. Every expedition uncovers another piece of a puzzle that is far from complete. Some researchers now believe we have explored only a small fraction of what still lies hidden beneath the Amazon canopy. If they are right, the greatest archaeological discovery in modern history may not have happened yet. It may still be waiting beneath the trees. The deeper scientists venture into the Amazon, the more the rainforest refuses to give up its secrets all at once. Every expedition uncovers another forgotten settlement, another network of ancient roads, or another piece of evidence suggesting that this forest was once home to societies far larger than anyone imagined. In some regions, archaeologists have identified dozens of interconnected settlements spread across the landscape. Instead of isolated villages, they discovered carefully planned communities linked by raised roads that remained usable even during seasonal floods. Some roads stretch for several kilometers in remarkably straight lines, connecting ceremonial centers, residential areas, and agricultural land. Building such an enormous network would have required planning, engineering, and thousands of workers cooperating over many years. One of the most fascinating discoveries came from the Llanos de Mochos region in present-day Bolivia, located along the southwestern edge of the Amazon basin. Using LiDAR technology, researchers uncovered sprawling urban complexes hidden beneath dense vegetation. Massive platforms, ceremonial structures, reservoirs, canals, and causeways appeared where scientists once believed only untouched wilderness existed. Some of these settlements covered several square kilometers, suggesting populations far larger than earlier estimates. The discoveries surprised archaeologists around the world because they demonstrated that large-scale urban planning was possible even inside one of the planet's most challenging environments. The engineering itself was extraordinary. During the rainy season, huge portions of the Amazon become flooded. Ancient builders solved this problem by constructing elevated roads, artificial islands, drainage canals, and sophisticated water management systems. These structures allowed communities to continue farming and traveling even when surrounding areas were underwater. Rather than fighting nature, they learned how to work with it. This level of environmental understanding may explain how large populations survived in places once considered impossible for civilization. Another mystery involves the incredible biodiversity of the rainforest itself. For years, scientists assumed the forest developed naturally over thousands of years with little human influence. Today, some researchers believe ancient communities deliberately planted useful species